TVASIA Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome to yet another episode of Talk Show with Experts. ఇవాళ మనతో ఉన్న రాహుల్ గారు. రాహుల్ రెడ్డి గారు is a very very prominent immigration lawyer అన్నమాట. అతను he is the co-founder of Reddy and Newman PC అనే ఒక law firm. It's based in Houston. And రాహుల్ గారితో ఉన్నారు a team of 18 attorneys who are helping people day and night with immigration issues అన్నమాట. So hello Rahul garu, hope you had a July 4th. Namaste Andy. Welcome back to another episode. I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting anamata. Mana viewers ki just oka vinappo entante we have a couple of very broad topics that we quickly like to touch upon anamata today before we get into the calls. So please me calls aithe maaku chala important, but do not drop off these calls. Just give us a few minutes to talk about these issues that are going on, and then we'll get right back to you, and Rahul garu will be answering your questions throughout the session. So Rahul garu, given this like July 4th anamata, there's so much going on. It's a very somber atmosphere. So two main topics that we want to discuss today is okati vache this furlough anamata of USCIS employees. Ippudu what is the game plan for Trump administration అనేది, because it's such a mess. Already చాలా మంది ప్రాసెసింగ్ లో డిలే ఉంటుంది అంటున్నారు, బట్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ USCIS వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నారు they don't have any work. So ఇక్కడ అసలు లాజిక్ మ్యాచ్ అవ్వట్లేదు అనమాట. సో what are your thoughts on what might be happening?
ఇది ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఇంటెన్షనల్ గా USCIS ను బ్యాంక్రప్ట్ చేసిందండి. ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఒక 21 సార్లు పాలసీస్ చేంజ్ చేసిందండి. ఆ పాలసీస్ చేంజ్ చేసే తోటి USCIS అడ్జస్ట్ కాలేక ఈ పరిస్థితికి వచ్చింది. మీకు చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తున్నాండి. H1B, H4 రెండు ఒకటేసారి ఫైల్ చేసినప్పుడు రెండు ఒకటేసారి అడ్జుడికేట్ అయ్యేది. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేసిండు, H4కి ఏమన్నాడు, మనకు బయోమెట్రిక్స్ కావాలన్నాడు. అట్లా H4కు ఒకటే కాదు, L2కు, F1కు, తర్వాత J1 వీసా, ఎనీ వీసా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్కు 539 ఫైల్ చేస్తే బయోమెట్రిక్స్ కావాలి, అంతకుముందు లేకుంటే. సో దాంతో ఏమైందంటే H1B అడ్జుడికేట్ అయ్యి H4 అడ్జుడికేట్ కాదు. సో డిలే అవుతుంది ప్రాసెస్. దీంతో చాలా మంది ఫ్రస్ట్రేట్ అవుతారు, ఎక్స్పీరియడ్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ పోతారు, కాంగ్రెస్ మెన్ కాంటాక్ట్ చేస్తారు, సెనేటర్ని కాంటాక్ట్ చేస్తారు. అదొక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అండి మీకు. ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఇదివరకు మనకు పబ్లిక్ ఛార్జ్ అని ఉన్నదండి. అంటే ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఒక పర్సన్ గవర్నమెంట్ మీద ఛార్జ్ అయ్యేటట్టయితే దానికి అతని గ్రీన్ కార్డు కానీ నాన్ ఇమిగ్రెంట్ వీసా కానీ ఇష్యూ చేయాలి. అది మొదటి నుంచి ఉన్నది, కొత్తగా ఏం లేదు. దాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చి ఒక ఫామ్ లో ఒక 15 పేజెస్ ఫామ్ పెట్టి, యాక్చువల్లీ 19 పేజెస్ ఫామ్, ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ 944 యాడ్ చేసి, దానికి ఒక ఫైలింగ్ ఫీజు లేదు, ఏం లేదు. ఇవన్నీ యాడ్ చేసేవాటికి ఏమైందంటే USCIS అడ్జుడికేషన్ కు టైం చాలా తీసుకోవడం మొదలుపెట్టిందండి. ఉట్టి 944 అప్లికేషన్ కు ఇది పబ్లిక్ ఛార్జ్ కోసం 944 18 పేజెస్ లో మీకు ఏమేమి కావాలి, ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ రిటర్న్స్, ఇండియాలో ఫైల్ చేసిన ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ రిటర్న్స్ కావాలి, మీకు హెల్త్ కేర్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ప్రూఫ్ కావాలి, మీకు క్రెడిట్ రిపోర్ట్ కావాలండి. ఇప్పుడే ఈ మధ్యలో వచ్చిన అనుకోండి, వాళ్ళ క్రెడిట్ రిపోర్ట్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది, ఏంది. సో ఇవన్నీ చేసి కావాలని USCIS ను బ్యాంక్రప్ట్ చేసిండ్రు ఈ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. ఇప్పుడు బ్యాంక్రప్ట్ చేసి మొత్తాన్ని డిలే చేయడం, ఎందుకంటే హీ కెనాట్ డినై అండి. సిన్స్ హీ కెనాట్ డినై లీగలీ, హీ ఈస్ డిలేయింగ్ ఇట్. జస్టిస్ డిలేడ్ ఇస్ జస్టిస్ డినైడ్. ఈ ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఆ పాలసీ తీసుకుని డిలే చేసి ఈ ఫర్లో కావాలని ఇంటెన్షనల్ గా చేసి పీపుల్ సఫర్ చేయడం తప్పితే ఏమీ లేదండి ఇందులో. సో దిస్ గై ఇస్ డూయింగ్ ఇంటెన్షనల్లీ.
Got it. Okay, thank you for that, Andy. Also, ఇప్పుడు last week I think we discussed the executive order that is out on this whole immigration thing, and end of the year varaku there's going to be no stamping of any sort for a bunch of visas kada, especially the
H1 and J visas.
Yeah, so the decision, the long term implications anedi enti,
చాలా బ్యాడ్ అండి. ఎప్పటికి కూడా బిజినెసెస్ కు వాళ్ళకు ఒక క్లియర్ ఐడియా ఉండాలండి. నీకు ఎట్లుంటది, నీకు 6 months ఎట్లుంటది, 1 year ఎట్లుంటది, గవర్నమెంట్ పాలసీస్ అన్నది క్లారిటీ ఉండాలి వాళ్ళకు. ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు వచ్చి టక్కున వచ్చి మొత్తం H1s L1s పని చేస్తే ఆ తర్వాత 6 నెలల తర్వాత ఉంటుందా ఉండదా, అది కూడా క్లియరిటీ మనకు తెలియదు. ఎందుకంటే ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏంది, ప్రతి ఒక్క ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ ఆర్డర్ స్పెషల్ ఇమిగ్రేషన్ తీసుకొచ్చినప్పుడు 2 months అంటాడు, దాన్ని మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేస్తాడు. ఇప్పుడు ఇది 6 months ఉన్నదా, 6 months తర్వాత ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేస్తాడా, అది ఏం అష్యూరెన్స్ లేదు. ఇది 6 months కోసమే ఉంటది, ఆ తర్వాత నేను దీన్ని ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేయను అని ఏ మాత్రం క్లారిటీ ఇవ్వలేదు. ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఉంటే దాన్ని ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. అయితే ఇటువంటి అన్ని అన్సర్టానిటీస్ క్రియేట్ చేసి బిజినెసెస్ ను ఇన్సాల్వెన్సీ తరఫు డిక్లేర్ చేయడమో లేదా అంటే బిజినెస్ సఫర్ చేయడం తప్పితే ఏమీ లేదు. అందులో అతను అచీవ్ చేసింది ఏంటండి, కోవిడ్ వచ్చిందని అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ పెరిగింది. అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఎక్కడ పెరిగింది? ఐటీ సెక్టర్ లో పెరగలేదు కదా అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్. కోవిడ్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ తీసుకొని అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ అని పెట్టి దాన్ని ఒక 6 months ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసి ఒక 6 months చేసి మళ్ళా తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ ఉంటుందో ఉండదో బిజినెస్ కు ప్లాన్ చేసుకోవడానికి వీలు లేకుండా చేసి ఒక భయ బాంతుల్ని క్రియేట్ చేసిందండి ఈ ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఇమిగ్రెంట్స్ లా. సో దీనివల్ల లాంగ్ టర్మ్ ఇంపాక్ట్స్ బిజినెస్ కు, స్పెషల్లీ మన యుఎస్ బిజినెసెస్ కు చాలా ఉంటాయి. ఇప్పటికే చాలా మంది అమెజాన్ లాంటి కంపెనీస్ అన్ని ఏం చేస్తున్నాయి, ఇండియాలో ఎక్కువ హైర్ చేస్తున్నాయి ఇక్కడ హైర్ చేసేదానికన్నా. సో ఇట్స్ ఎ వెరీ బిగ్ బ్లో ఫర్ ద యుఎస్ ఎకానమీ. And if this guy doesn't change it, the whole is going to turn the country into like a Middle East type country. Jeshi, mottam business and drive out chestaniki is willing to do that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Rahul Garu. I think we have some callers already waiting for us on Mata, so we'll quickly switch gears and go help some people out. So we're ready for our first caller. Hello. Hello. Hello, మీ ఫోన్ లైన్ కాస్త అన్మ్యూట్ చేసేసి తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ట్రై చేస్తారా ప్లీజ్? We cannot hear you. Hello, sir. Okay, I think he's probably
Go to the next.
Okay. So Rahul, in the meantime, I had a few, sort of questions on Mata, because there's like a broader spectrum of questions, right? So on that basis, I know ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ చాలా మంది H4 లో ఉన్నారు అన్నమాట, who staying in the US, H4 EAD లో పని చేస్తున్నారు. కొంతమందికి their companies are filing for an H1B అన్నమాట. So a common question is, ఇప్పుడు can they transfer to the H1B after that approval while still living here? Leda, would they have to leave the country for stamping and come back?
They don't have to leave the country. If they are living in the country, they can transfer from H4 to H1B without leaving the country, and this executive order is not applicable to them, and they can go on the H1B starting from October 1st. Nitya garu.
Got it. Inkoti Rahul garu, ippudu ee national interest waiver physicians unnaru kada, how does this ban affect them? If they have to go stamping because there is no offices open, what should their process be?
Right now, they are expediting some of the cases, for especially if there are nurses or doctors that are working in the COVID field or in the medical field that is related to the COVID. They are expediting in the consulates. They are allowing interviews though. Aithe to expect ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేసిందంటే ట్రంప్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ ఆర్డర్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు he said if the person is in the national interest, they may waive the requirement of the executive order and allow that person అని చెప్పి అన్నాడు అన్నట్టు ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ ఆర్డర్ లో. అయితే జస్ట్ బికాస్ అతనికి ఏ డాక్టర్ కి నేషనల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వేవర్ I-140 లా అంత ముందు వచ్చినంత మాత్రాన అతను he should not be assured that he will get the national interest waiver in getting the H1B visa. ఇవన్నీ టెస్ట్ చేయలేదు ఇంకా. ఇప్పుడు కొందరు పంపించి వాళ్ళకు వచ్చిన వీసాస్ వస్తేనేమో అది ఈజీ అయితే, లేకపోతే దిస్ గై మే స్టక్. సో బిఫోర్ హీ ప్లాన్స్ టు గో అవుట్ సైడ్ హీ షుడ్ కన్సల్ట్ ఎ లాయర్. నేనేం చేస్తా అంటే మొదలు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేసి మిగతా యుఎస్ బయట ఉన్న వాళ్ళను ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేసి వాళ్ళకి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇతను పోవాలి. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఉండి ఇప్పుడు ఇతను పోయింది అనుకోండి అక్కడ హీ మే గెట్ స్టక్ దేర్. హీ షుడ్ నాట్ ట్రై టు డూ దట్ థింగ్.
Right. Okay. Awesome, Andy. Rahul garu, I think we have a couple more callers in the queue, so let's just take their call. Hello. Sir, my line unmute cheskondi please, if you don't mind. Hello.
Hi, this is Rahul.
Hi Rahul, this is Nitya and we have Rahul Garu online here. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, actually, I want to talk to the Rahul regarding the forward movements of the. Hi Rahul, this is Rahul again.
Yeah, sure. You have a good first name.
Yeah, actually, I'm interested to know the forward movements of the EB2 category, how the EB2 category is moving.
What is your priority date, Rahul?
2010 June 11.
Wow. You missed by...
Sorry, 2011. 2011 June.
Oh, 2011 10. June, not 2010 June.
Yes.
There is a probability that the priority date is expected to move for EB1 and EB2 starting from October 1st. However, though, I may be very surprised if it moves all the way to 2011 at this point of time. I do expect some forward movement. I'm expecting maybe up to August or September of 2010, but I've been wrong 1,000 times, Rahul, in this one. Please hope that I will be wrong again. I'm expecting forward movement, but I may be not expecting to go all the way to May of 2011 at this point of time. The reason I'm expecting the forward movement is because they blocked the family immigration. They blocked part of the business immigration coming from outside the country. They blocked almost 90% of the family immigration. So those excess green cards that were supposed to, that were left over by the family will be given to the employment-based green cards. And that will start from October 1st because the year of the USCIS starts on October 1st. So we are expecting some forward movement, but I'm not sure if it's going to touch 2011 June at this point of time.
Okay. So how long it takes to come up to that point, 2011 June?
Rahul, I have gone 1,000 times wrong in it. And this is one of the biggest lie I ever tell all the time. It's much more higher than that. My expectations go very wrong in the priority date. I actually bought about 3,000 marbles or 5,000 marbles to try to explain why the priority date moves backward and why it moves forward. I couldn't come up with that explanation properly, so I didn't release that video though. So at this point of time, it's very hard to predict, and I've gone wrong. Hope I will go wrong.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you so much for calling us. Rahul Garu, we have a few more callers. Let's take the next person. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Rahul?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
May I know who's calling?
Sorry.
My name is Sujit.
Hi. We have Rahul Garu on the line here. Please go ahead.
Hello, Rahul. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Very clearly.
Yeah, I called earlier and I was talking about H4s. Unfortunately, due to this executive order, my wife was stuck in India. My question is there any chances, at least for dependents, that they could come sometime before December, or there is no probability at all?
When you ask for chances, though, is there a chance somebody get a citizenship directly sitting in India without even applying? Yes, there are chances. Have I met anybody?
No,
have I touched anybody? Have I met anybody? So, Mother Teresa got the citizenship directly without even applying. So when you say, is there any chance? Yes, there is a chance. What are the probabilities? Very less.
No, okay. I heard like some of the attorneys are fighting for at least for dependents and all that. Is that true?
We're all fighting. We're all fighting for taking the executive order off. We're also contributing from our office also to fighting on that one, but you will have to await the results of the court litigation. Previously, the Supreme Court has given in favor of Trump administration, if the executive order is limited in scope to a limited amount of time for a limited amount of people though. So there is a good chance that the Trump administration might win in this there is a chance we might win too. But at this point of time, you just have to hope something goes positive in that particular court direction that we are going through right now.
Okay, one last question. Like my H1B got approved in November, and my employer is filing. Said that he's gonna file my labor sometime, this month. So because of this furlough or whatever came up again with the USCIS, will that affect my application or will that affect somehow?
First is the perm application does not come under the USCIS. It is the Department of Labor. The Department of Labor is, according to my understanding, is funded all the way to next year. So we are good on the Department of Labor. As far as the USCIS is concerned, though, you may be in a little bit safe zone because the I-140 has a premium processing. I don't think so they will stop the premium processing because you're going to pay $1,440 extra to get your case adjudicated in 3 weeks. That's a humongous amount of money for them to forego it under these current conditions.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Rahul, I think we have one more person on the call. Hello? Hello, Andy?
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. Who's calling?
Okay, good. Hi, Rahul Garu. This is
Hi.
Vasu here. I have one question. Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead, Vasu.
Yeah, okay, good. So basically, I have moved from employer A to employer B, and my green card, the I-140 approval was approved, but unfortunately, I need to move to company B because of some issues.
When was
And
your
my
I-140? When was your I-140 approved?
It was on August 2018.
Going.
Okay, so I moved company to B, but my currently with employer B, my I-140 is in progress.
When
So
did you
my
move?
question
When
here is-
did you move to company B? I know you got your I-140 approval in August of 2018.
Yes, I moved to company on September
Of which year?
2018.
So you got the approval with company A in August of 2018. You moved to company B in September of 2018, which is within 1 month after the I-140 has been approved.
Okay, so my bad. The I-140 with company A has been approved in I think in May 2018.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's after
So
4
I
months.
moved company-
4 months, the I-140 has been approved. You move to company B.
Correct.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So my question is, can I use my priority date right now with employer B, whatever has been approved with A?
Do you know if company A has withdrawn the I-140 approval, or you have no idea on
Yes.
that?
I checked in online. It says it's revoked.
When was it revoked?
I think it's maybe around September or something like that.
Yeah, if it has been revoked within 6 months after it's been approved, you cannot use the priority date. That's the reason I was insisting on the time when your I-140 has been approved when you left the company. So you took a big risk by leaving. You took a big risk by leaving the company within 6 months after the I-140 has been approved.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thank you, Vasudev. Thank you so much.
What people need to be aware is that the I-140 must be approved for more than 6 months. There is also an official way, Kiran, to find out. People can file something called FOIA USCIS. They can go Google it out, FOIA USCIS. They can fill an online application. It takes only 10 minutes. It's free. It's online. And they will get a copy of the I-140 approval that will tell when the I-140 has been withdrawn. Especially when you leave the company, you don't have an idea when they have withdrawn it. I recommend all the people to not rely on the online statement, but go to the USCIS website, file a Freedom of Information Act and get the official copy of the I-140 clearance.
Okay. That's actually very resourceful, Rahul, because I'm sure not many people know about this. This form being available on Mata.
Sure.
Plus, also the fact that you told about, it has to be valid for 6 months before, you can.
It's been withdrawn.
Switch, it can be withdrawn, or the ability to change companies. So that might be something that people need to keep in mind before they switch over to different companies. In the future. So Rahul, I think we have a few more callers online, but callers ke okke request andi, when you're calling in, we'd love it if you have all your information ready and so that we get the maximum amount of answering time from Rahul Garu with regard to your questions. So just frame your questions, be ready for us so we can be ready for you and Thank you guys. So let's take the next caller.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Ram.
Hi, Ram.
Hi, Rahul and hi, Nitya. I have two questions. I'll start with my first question. So my wife is on F1 visa, and we are trying to convert her to H4, and we did send the packet to USCIS, my employer, like 3 weeks back. Is it good for her to go back to India and get its stamp and come here? She can stay here.
There is no stamping of H4, as Nitya was pointing out before to you. There is an executive order that your wife cannot get any stamping on H4 until December 31st of 2020.
Okay. But can she continue live here in US, or she needs to go back since?
No, if she files the I-539 application right now, and she maintains the student visa, you said it was been filed 3 weeks ago, and by that time, if she maintained the student visa by the time the application was received by the immigration, your wife is safe. She can stay in the country as long as your H-1B is valid or your extension is pending. She can stay in the country, not a problem at all.
Sure, that helps a lot. Thank you. And my second question was, I'm working. My employer is has sent the GC process for the labor approval, and it's been a while. I think it went on March. I'm sorry, it's on February, and so far there is no update. And should we anticipate a delay in processing with the furloughs going on?
Well, first thing is that there is no furlough in the Department of Labor. Second thing is that February and March, you're not clear on it. We are receiving adjudications of the perm labor applications right now that were filed in the last week of February and in the March first week of 2020 right now. So you seems to be in a perfect line to get your labor certification adjudicated anytime right now.
Oh, sure. Sure. That helps a lot. Those are the two questions I had, but thank you so much, Rahul. Thanks, Nitya.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you for calling us. All right, Rahul, we have, I think, one more caller.
Sure.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is Veera.
Hi,
Yes, Veera.
sorry. Veera. Hi, Veera. Please go ahead.
Hi. Good afternoon. Hi, Rahul. Hope you're doing great. I have a couple of questions. So the first question is on the lines of, so my wife and my kid, who's a US citizen, are stuck in India right now. So luckily we got a ticket on the Air India, Vande Bharat mission flight. So they're planning to be here by this weekend. But just in case if they get blocked by any reason, right? So my question is, she got a admission into her master's in a US university.
Your wife is on visa right now, is that right?
Exactly, sir. Yeah, she's on H4. So she got admitted into master's.
She already has the stamping in the passport right now.
Until August first week.
August first week. Okay, but her flight is next week, okay?
Yes, yeah. She's planning to be here, but just in case for any last minute reason, if she gets blocked in India, I'm trying to understand. If she's in the USA, I believe there is a process called COS where you can directly, change her status to F1 easily. but just in case if she's blocked in India, what is it going to be very complex for her to change the status to F1?
Both are complex. To change the status once she comes into United States is complex. To change the status in India is also complex, though. Let me first explain you.
Oh, okay.
If she comes into the country, her H4 is expiring in August of 2020. So if she wants to change the status to F1, she has to maintain the legal status until the F1 is approved, which is taking anywhere between 12 months to 18 months. So what is her status from August of 2020, let's say all the way to 2021? So she has to extend the H4 visa once she comes into the country. You got that point?
So my visa is current. Yeah, I got it, sir. Yeah, thank you. So my visa, my immigration team is currently working on my extension application. So they said once she lands in USA, they'll apply her as well.
Yeah, you have to file for the extension of the H4 once she comes into the country. And you're telling that her admission is in August of 2020. She has to keep on extending the I-20. You need to work with the DSO, and that might take up to 1.5 years for her to get the F1 visa. That's number one issue that you need to be careful. Number two visa is that don't even bother applying F1 visa in India. The reason is that for the F1 visa to be approved, she must prove that she's going to go back to her home country once she completes her education. She's already married to the H1B person. She has a US citizen kid. She has a house that she wants to reside in USA with the husband who is on the H1B. And especially there is a bar on getting the H4 visas until December of 2020. So I do not want to even bother applying F1. It may have a negative implications in her future to come into the United States if she applies for F1 visa.
Okay, got it. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in, sir.
And the second question, just a second, sir. I just have one more quick question. So my employer is currently working on my green card process, and before 10 days, I applied for premium processing and waiting for an update on that from USCIS. So
when you say premium processing, when you say premium processing, is it for H1B, I-140? That's very good. That's very good. You did I-140.
That's right. Yeah. So probably once it is done, I think my immigration team is planning to apply that update for the H1B extension as well. But my question is, I'm actually negotiating an offer with another employer right now. Of course, right, there is this 6-month time frame where everyone suggests not to move out of the company because there is a chance that they can revoke my priority date. But is there a way that I could request my HR team in my current company that is there a process that I could negotiate? I could request them not to revoke it, and if they agree, is it safe for me to move out of my current company to a new company within the 6-month time frame?
Is there a way? Yes, there is a way. Is it worth? No. Don't take the risk, because you are leaving the company and you are telling them, please do a favor for me. So it's definitely not worth it all for you to do that thing. Because having an I-140 approval, being counted toward the H-1B number, okay, having an I-140 for more than 6 months, and having a H-1B is almost having a green card now. So you don't want to lose the opportunity of the 6 months after the I-140 is approved. You're leaving the company. You're telling, I don't like to work for your company. I want the other company. That other company is better company than yours. But you know what? Please don't withdraw my I-140. So I do not want, if I'm your employer, I don't like it. They may be forced under certain times. The immigration lawyers of the company may also force them to withdraw the I-140. So I would strongly recommend having an I-140 approval for 6 months is valued. The other suggestion that I would give it is that when your wife comes in, you apply for the H4 extension, throw in the H4 EAD also, okay?
Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, got it. Thanks a lot for the session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Rahul garu, so it looks like there's a lot of people in this situation, Kada, and they want to, switch over to F1 and in order to try to come in. You rightly pointed out as to why it's not recommended, but why do you think people are still continuing to do this?
One thing is that they don't know that the requirement for the F1 is that they must intend to come temporarily. There's a difference between the H4. The H4 person or L2 person can intend to settle in the United States. They don't have to show to the satisfaction of the consular officer that they're going to go back to their home country once their education has been done. They don't have to do that thing. But when it comes to the F1, they are supposed to do that thing. We do see a lot of H4 people going to F1 getting rejected many a times because they don't understand that they have to return back to the home country and they need to satisfy those things. That's one. Second thing is that a lot of, Kiran, what happened is that before the Trump administration came in, people can move from H4, B2, L2 to F1 easily. They used to apply for a change of status. Within 3 months, they used to get to the change of status to the F1 visa. Now, since the Trump administration has come in, it has changed the policies, as we discussed in the early part of this video. It has changed the policies, and they got to be biometrics introduced for the F1 visa. And so that has prolonged the process from 3 months all the way to 18 months. So people go out of status and they neither become Garka, na Gatka, because they lose their H4 and their F1 gets rejected. They need to be very careful on that one.
Got it. Also, in terms of extension, whether it's for an H1B or an H4 or an H4 EAD for that matter, given the current condition, how much in advance do you think it's better for them to start that process, that renewal process? Because I think a lot of people wait until just before, the visa expires.
6 months is the ideal time for filing for the H4 application or H1B application. And premium processing is strongly advisable for the H1B. Obviously, premium processing used to be there before Trump administration. When we used to file the H1 and H4, we used to get premium processing for both the things. But now the premium processing only gets the H1B approval. At least get the H1B approval, and then the H4 might take a little bit longer in getting the H4 approved.
So with the furloughs and people not having enough hours in the week to work, how is it that they're able to accommodate premium processing versus the regular processing?
Well, premium processing is giving extra $1,400 fees though. So if you look into that, the H1B fees in some cases $6,420.
Right.
Where is all the money going? Only $420 is going to the working of the H1B application. $6,000 is going to boom, pushkak. It's just going in the thin air. The government is eating the money, but they're not giving to the immigration service. It's not going to the USCIS. The $1,440 that we pay to the immigration when we file the premium processing goes to the immigration service. So that is a big amount of money for them to do that thing.
Got it.
So that's the reason why they do have a lot of money in premium processing. So even when the furlough happens, they should be able to accommodate this particular process of getting the premium processing adjudicated faster.
Thank you, Rahul garu. Another question I had was, a lot of people are looking at B2 as an alternative to H4 and MATA. What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely not apply B2 at all. If you are in outside the country and you are eligible for L2 and the H4 visa, don't apply for B2. The reason is that if you apply for B2, you are telling the US government your intention is only to come into United States temporarily and want to go back. Your spouse is here on H1 or L2, L1 or L1B, and the spouse is working. He has a house. Most probably you would like to live with that person. So by telling the government that you are only intending to visit your husband instead of staying with your husband, shows that you may be deceiving the US government, and that may be considered as a misrepresentation. They may put a permanent bar on the person to enter into the United States. So that is a big risk that these people will be taking by applying B2. They are thinking that they may gain temporarily. That is not fair at all. Even if they get the visa, they may still be in trouble on the long term when they enter into the United States, or even if they convert into another visa, even when they're going to try to come back at any later time, because there may be a lot of communication between the husband and between the spouses that, hey, I want to come there permanently. Nowadays, every electronic media is monitored by the government. They do have a control. When a husband is calling the wife in India, they are recording it. When they are sending emails, when they are WhatsApp, all those things are being recorded, and they may use it against them.
Makes sense. Oh, okay. There's so much going on behind the scenes, Kada, that we don't.
Right.
And then normal people don't even know that this is all happening.
Right. Yeah. In Telugu, what we get, the pilli closes its eyes, thinking that nobody is watching it. So,
right.
And if somebody has not watched any of the things of what Snowden has said, please watch what he's saying. Most of the things what he's telling is true.
Got it. Okay. It's good to understand this, Andy, because like we're seeing with our callers also, not many of us are aware, this is the process to follow, or this is not something we should do. And it's not very clear. And chala mandi, they have half the information and they tend to mislead others also in matter. So they immediately want to jump boats, seeing if there's another option to come back inside. But given that everything is, sort of changing, the whole fabric of the world is changing with this coronavirus thing. Rahul Garu, I remember you mentioned something about you can live in India and work for a US-based company. You just have to figure out, where they want to send you your salary, just working on terms like that. Does it have an advantage also in terms of people not having to worry about needing visas to come here, and instead they can just work from India directly?
Yes, they can. A lot of people are unaware that if you are sitting in India, you come under the Indian jurisdiction.
Right.
The immigration laws are not applicable to you if you are sitting in India, and if you are working anywhere in the world, no immigration laws are applicable. So if you have a job and if you can remotely work and the company allows you to work remotely in USA, you are perfectly allowed to work. You're perfectly allowed to get the money. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. No immigration is stopping, and you're allowed to get paid. No violations any whatsoever at all.
That is great news, because chala mandiki, I think they're scared, that if they leave this country or whatever, that they may not be able to come back, or they've lost their chance to move here, and sadness don't turn matter. So, but I think if that is what they're looking for in terms of employment over here, then that is also a good option, Rahul Garu.
Yes, that is absolutely a good option.
Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Rahul Garu, so there are people who have valid H-1B visas and matter, and who are outside the country. Can they still travel to the US and apply for the extension?
If they have a visa stamped in the passport, H1, H4 or so they can come into United States.
Okay.
And they can extend their visa. Absolutely no problem. Let's go to the caller.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi. My name is Tanusha. Actually, currently I'm on F1 status, and I'm expecting a child in Jan. So I would like to convert into H4. So is it a good time to convert, or should I wait until I expect the child?
It's absolutely a good time to file for H4 right now. The reason is that if you file for H4, if you can continue on the student visa for a while if you want to, it will be your option whether you want to continue on a student visa for a while or stop it. But H4 is taking a long time, so you don't have to worry about it. I would want you to file H4 immediately, and then of course you'll be taking a break anyway. So once you file a H4, you will be considered to be an H4, and you can take a break whenever you want to without any trouble at all.
Okay, thank you. But one more concern I have in this is my husband's H1 extension is coming up this December. So should I apply for H4 now, or should I apply after the extension?
Both. You should apply right now, and then you should apply along with your husband too, because you have to maintain the status until December of 2020. So for that, you file for H4 right now, and then your husband files for the extension, then you file for the H4 again, second time too.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Rahul, while we're waiting for our other callers, there's also this forward movement expected for employment-based priority date, October of this year. So can you tell us a little more about that?
According to the State Department, there are approximately around 30,000 green cards that are available from the family-based immigration to that of the employment-based immigration. That news is until the June ending. Now, after June ending, all the way to September ending, we still have July, August, September, 3 months. So we may expect 60,000 at least a minimum of the green cards available for family immigration. That is going to fall into the business immigration, mostly for the EB1 and maybe to EB2, to some extent to EB3 also, maybe. So most probably EB1, we're expecting it to be current, starting from October 1st. And most probably we're expecting some forward movement in EB2. For Indian nationals, it may touch all the way to December of 2020 is my expectation, because 60,000 is a humongous number to be used. And not only that, the USCIS, as I was pointing out earlier to you, Kiran, in the early part of it, the USCIS has changed, the Trump administration changed the policy. Before 2017, before Trump administration came in, if the employment-based immigration, there was no interview at all. He started introducing in March of 2017, any application filed in March of 2017 or afterwards, they started interviewing people compulsory to get the green card for the employment-based. Now, since March of 2020, the immigration closed because of the COVID situation. We don't know when they are going to open. We don't know how much people they are going to accommodate. So there will be leftovers in the 140,000 green cards also.
Wow, okay. That's impressive.
So Charles Oppelman, the person who is in charge of the visa bulletin, he is supposed to answer to the Congress, how come he wasted the green cards when there are a number of people who are waiting for the green card application.
Right.
He is the person, he's responsible to the Congress. Last time, when he was forced to a situation when the immigration service did not cooperate with him, in the middle of the night, he made every priority date to be current. That was in 2007.
Okay.
I don't know if he does anything crazy like that. I hope he does. So at this point of time, there is a chance that there is a formal movement, and there may be a crazy movement. That's the reason I was telling the other gentleman that I was been wrong in predicting the priority date 1,000 times, and that is one of the biggest lie that I'm telling to him. It's much more than that. So there is a chance that the whole priority dates might be flipped over, and who knows, he may say current to everybody.
Got it. Thanks, Rahul Garu. I think we have one more caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Nimi.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Hello? Sir, can you mute your TV, please? If you don't mind?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Andy. Chepandi, sir. మీ పేరేంటి?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can I ask my question now?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, sir. I have a question regarding if a H4 person can study and enroll for any course, master course in US, and if he or she enrolled, is it considered to be is there any different kind of structure for H4 people than the F1? And does the person need to convert to F1 for the study, or they can continue the course on H4 visa as well?
Well, there is no special requirement for the H4 person to comply with any of the regulations or any of the law or USCIS. You can directly go and enroll in any university, absolutely no problem. There are some states that collect in-state and out-of-state also. The H4s are exempt in some states, but they're not exempt in some states. I'm not a very good person on that with regards to. I can say that in Texas, where I live in, H4 people are to be considered to be in-state if they are for 12 months or more, because that saves a lot of money, especially it's almost half the fees if you are in-state. So H4 person can go to college, can obtain the degree, no restriction is there, and the degree will be valid. He doesn't have to convert into F1 visa.
Okay. So after the course completion, is there any kind of university they can help in getting the H1, or like
well, one thing is that
the person has to find the H1 employer?
No, the university will not help you in finding a job. You have to find a job by yourself. The H4 person will not be given a work permit though. If you change to the student visa, if you complete the degree, you will be given an OPT for a period of 1 year. And if you have a STEM degree, then you will have a STEM extension for a period of 2 years after the 1 year of the OPT. And that is also applicable in the master's degree too. But if you're on H4, they will not give a work permit. That is what you are going to sacrifice. If you stay on F1 H4 visa, you will not get a work permit.
Okay, and the students who do some part-time work also during their
you cannot
study,
do,
that is also then not possible.
You're not possible unless you have a H4 EAD. If you do have a H4 EAD, then you're allowed to work, but otherwise you're not allowed to work.
Okay. But in terms of fee structure, maybe on the universities can confirm that the fee structure is different for F1 or H4.
Right. Yeah. You can check with the respective university that what the fee structure will be. Most of the states, to my knowledge, they exempt you from the out of state if you stayed in that particular state for a period of more than 12 months.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, sir.
Rahul Garu, I remember I used to work for the University of California also, and they used to have a lot of these regulations as well, Mata. But I think the time frame and everything depends on whether you're in a state university or you're in one of the UCs or you're in a privately owned university. But yeah, I think being on H4 shouldn't hamper their admission process in any way, right?
No. In fact, I myself went to community college on H4. I went to University of Houston. I did my LLM on H4 visa, and I did not pay the out-of-state tuition at the time when I went there.
That's wonderful. And so I guess based on our last caller, all he has to do is get an H4 EAD for his wife if in case she wants.
Yeah, it's always good to get the I-140 approval. As I was explaining to you, Kiran, before, having an I-140 approval is, and having been counted toward the H-1B is a practical green card right now. Because the waiting period for the green card is very long. Having these two things is almost having a green card for the people right now.
Right.
So yeah.
Makes sense. Now, one thing I remember is from our previous episode. I remember a lot of people were having issues with getting like client letters, and that was hampering their ability to file for the extension and stuff like that. Right? Now, ipudu kontamandi I understand vallu chala layers dwara they're working at that end client. So some cases that end client may not be comfortable giving such a letter to this person. Right. But ala unnappudu, can they get a client letter from their first level of vendors who are actually hiring to put them onto these contracts?
This is what Trump administration did in February 22nd of 2018. Where, as I was telling out, he changed more than 20 different policies. Right. This was one of the policies he changed in 2018. To have, let's say, for example, if you have one end client and you have two vendors in between, he wants contract between the vendor and the end client. They won't give it. So luckily what happened, Nitya Garu, is that In 2020, we won the case. IT Serve won a case against the USCIS. And the USCIS has been now forced back into. They took back the memo that they issued in 2018. They even took back the memo that was issued in 2010 by the Obama administration also. And they changed it right now. If you don't have a letter also, we are noticing that the USCIS is approving because they reversed their policy in May of 2020.
Oh.
So we're getting a lot of approvals without the end client letter right now.
Got it, got it. Now, I think we have another caller online. Let's just take that call real quick. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Mero, who's calling?
Hey, this is Reshma.
Reshma?
Yeah.
Hi, Reshma. Please go ahead.
Hey, I am on H1. My spouse is on H4. H4 extension is in process since 5 months, and now I am planning to change job to another H1, and they are planning to file another H4 extension for him. So what happens to the H4 extension that is already in progress?
When is the
a new company files?
When is the I-94 for the current H4 expiring?
It expired in June, early June.
Early June of 2020. What I would recommend is that when you file the H1B extension, go ahead, file the H4 extension also. Don't withdraw the H4 extension, if the first H4 extension, okay? There is a chance that they may approve the first H4 extension all the way to your H1B extension with the second company. There is a chance for it. If they do that, let's say, for example, if you're going to file a H1B with the current company, the new company in August of 2020, they're going to give a H1B approval from August 2020 to 2023. The previous H4 approval might come all the way to August of 2023. There is a chance for it. If they do that, they will deny the subsequent H4 application, which you don't mind because you already got until August of 2023.
Okay.
But don't ever forget to file the H4 extension with the second company, because I have seen in some times when the company withdraws the H1B, the previous company the current company that you're working, they may automatically withdraw the H4 application. But if you file one more H4 application before they withdraw the H1B application, your wife will be, your spouse will be in a safe position.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Rahul, what are some of the timelines in terms of filing for an extension and stuff like that?
Well, to take the timeline, it only takes about 2 weeks for the lawyer, maybe 3 weeks at the maximum, if the employer and employee are cooperative. But to get the extension done, we do have a premium processing. The premium processing was suspended for a while, especially from in the month of March, April, and May. It was being suspended for a while. But the premium processing is installed. Most of the people will go for premium processing.
Right.
For the H4 and EAD, though, unfortunately, they're taking almost like 8 months plus right now to get their thing approved. And there is nothing there to expedite their process right now.
Got it. Okay. So, Rahul, one other question. This doesn't pertain to most people, but in the California center, those H1B processing dates have suddenly moved back to, I think, 2018, December 2018, and from Feb 24th, 2020, or something like that. So, is this happening because of furloughs, or what is the logic behind?
Looks to be that because they want to show a face to the Congress people right now, because they want to get money funded from the government. So that looks to be the February 2020 that they published before was not accurate at all. They never publish anything accurate. It's been historically, USC has never published anything accurate.
Oh, yeah.
They are not also very famous in following the law, which they own, which they publish, and most of the time they don't follow their own regulations too. So, but they just want to go with a different phase to the Congress. That's the reason why they changed the date, is my expectation right now.
Okay, got it. Rahul, one of our viewers on Mata, they have a question, but they're unable to call in at this time. So I'm just going to relay the question to you. They're saying they're on an H1 visa and the wife is on an H4, and she got her capped subject H1 petition approved this year, and she can work from October. Unfortunately, this person who has the H1 lost his job last month and is planning to convert to a B2 status. So the question is, does their wife also need to convert to a B2? And if she does need to convert to a B2, then what will her status be from October when she's able to work? Also, how can they change back to H1 from a pending B2, if possible? Is that even possible?
Wow. That's a very tough question. Yeah. That's a very tough question. The reason is that the person has 2 months of grace period right now. Okay. So if he lost the job right now, assuming in June 30th he lost the job though, if he loses the job though, then they have to convert into B2. And now if he converts into B2, she has to convert into B2. And from B2, she has to convert back into H1B. That's going to be a nightmare. I hope he can find some job temporarily, at least until his wife H1B gets kicked in. Right. If he can't though, he will have to go through the nightmare of moving to B2 and converting back into H1B for his wife and H4 for him. The problem with the B2 is that B2 will take about 8 months, and until the B2 is approved, they may not approve the change of status back to H1B for the lady. So right. That is the nightmare for them right now.
Okay. All right. So I hope things work out for them. Rahul, we have one other question on Mata that came in on with one of our viewers on YouTube. They say, I have an H4 visa applied and currently enrolled in F1 fall. Should I still continue my course or can I discontinue?
She's on what visa you said? She's on what?
She said she has an H4 visa applied and is currently enrolled in F1 fall.
Ah, okay. No, she can discontinue. Okay. She can discontinue, absolutely. Because she filed a H4 right now. She doesn't have to maintain the F1 status though. That is not true when somebody is moving to F1 status, but when they are moving to H4, she don't have to continue maintaining the F1 visa. She can discontinue going to the college and she will be perfectly in legal status. Got it. No problem with that.
Okay, so just continue with the H4 then.
I'll discontinue with the F1 visa.
F1 visa.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go to college. She doesn't want to pay the money. That absolutely is fine. She filed for H4. She's perfectly in legal status right now.
Got it. Okay. So Rahul Garu, thank you so much for being so patient with all of our questions today. As always, it's another exciting show that we had this week as well. Immigration, it's become like the epicenter of everyone's lives on Mata. So, thank you for being there and fighting for everyone. I think we're all out of time today, but we'll definitely see you all next week. TVASIA Telugu viewers, thank you for watching this show. We'll be back with another episode on Mata. In the meantime, please like, share, subscribe, follow us, do everything you can so you're up to date. Every time, same time this day, every week. Sunday 4 to 5 p.m. EST. Watch us live on Mata and call us with any questions that you may have. Rahul Garu is here to help all of you. And, thanks again, Rahul Garu. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for inviting Nitya Garu. Thank you, TVASIA.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.